Hey there, and welcome to the Fitter at 50 show with Nat and Marks. The best place to be to create a body you cherish, a mind that you honor, and to create the health that you absolutely deserve. Now, on today's episode, we are back in our kitchen and we're talking all things kale. I gotta be honest, one of my favorite things in life is the way that Marks makes kale chips.
That's a pretty bold statement.
It is a bold statement, but it is so true. Sometimes I'm salivating at the oven, waiting for them to be done, praying that they don't burn. And I am like, sometimes the whole tray is gone by the end of supper. I love them. What's very cool is that our kids also love kale chips, but also just kale. Like sometimes Fiona will just grab a piece of kale and she will just eat it raw. Anyway, we're gonna go through a few. We're gonna show you how to make kale chips, but then Mark's also is gonna talk about kale Caesar salad. So, because if you don't want to do kale chips, but if you want to have it in a salad, he's gonna show you how to massage the kale. Yes, massaging kale, it's a thing. It's a thing. Okay, let's talk about kale first, and let's talk about just some health benefits to kale. And because in the last number of years, it's all about kale because it's a superfood, and with all good reason, because it's really good for you. But yeah, do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Super nutrient dense. I mean, it's just packed full of vitamins, including vitamin K, B, C, iron,
Magnesium, potassium. Yeah.
And it gets a bad rap, and understandably so, because it can be tough. It is a really almost leathery kind of vegetable that if it isn't prepared right, or if it's just kind of thrown in on top of something, it's kind of it's a lot. It's chewy and it's So I can totally see. I can totally see why people don't like it. In fact, do you know my dad's recipe for kale?
Yes.
Yeah. So Dad says to take the stalk off and you cut it and you trim it up really nice, and then you pick up the cutting board very carefully and you move over to the compost bin and you dump it. And it's funny, but it's totally not necessary because it's a really good food. We use it, as Nat says, one of her favorite things in life.
Yeah.
Kale chips.
Yeah, I love kale chips. Okay, so but it's totally a superfood, and because of all the reasons that Mark had said, that it's good for your bone health. It's good. It's full of antioxidants, and it's super nutrient dense. And those are the reasons. Those are the things that make it deemed a superfood. All right, so this is how Mark's is already getting ready for the kale chips. Taking it off the stalk.
You can use a knife and you can kind of get fancy and just kind of cut that stalk right off, but that's really what you want to be just left with, which you can use. I'll save those and put them in a stock, or if I'm doing like a minestrone soup, I will totally just chop those up fine and saute them with the onions and stuff early on in the soup, and they soften up, and it's just no food waste, and there's nothing wrong with the stalks as far as how they taste. They are just kind of tough when they're raw. So that's all that I'm doing, is I'm just taking the stalks off and I'm just simply holding it, and I'm just kind of pulling the rest of the plant kind of through my fingers, and I'm left with that. So once that's done, this is really simple. Kind of tear them up into bite-sized or chip-sized pieces, and because you don't want anything, that's massive.
But it does shrink, right? The pieces do shrink up.
Yeah, a little bit. They shrivel, they lose their moisture, and
it makes it really crunchy and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want a massive piece, but you don't want these tiny little pieces it's not like that. It can be like that. That gets all the brains out.
And then,
which are yummy too.
So once that's all in, And then what I do is I just kind of give it a little once over, and you'll even see that once it's kind of massaged and softened up, kind of almost like you tenderize a piece of meat, the color changes. It kind of darkens up a little bit, and you'll notice that it's not as rigid. And that's it. That's it. I go through it. I just make sure that I haven't missed any pieces, big pieces of the spine.
Now, if you were going to not do kale chips,
Yeah.
and if you were going to do a Caesar salad,
Oh yeah.
would you massage it more than that?
No.
Or is that's good?
That's good.
So, Caesar salad, kale Caesar salad, but also even if you're just like garnishing,
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
you're putting it as a garnish over
Yeah.
something, yeah. Okay.
So once that's done, then I'm going to go in with a pretty decent amount of salt, and then I've got some good quality olive
decent
oil.
amount, like it was a couple teaspoons probably,
Yeah.
maybe a tablespoon, yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then just make sure that everything's tossed around, and then cookie sheet with parchment paper. And the trick is to not overpack the cookie sheet. If you have, like the kale should all be in one layer. If it is packed and too thick,
Yeah.
if there's too much kale,
Salt.
if there's too much kale on the cookie sheet, then what happens is all the stuff on the bottom just kind of sweats.
Yeah.
And the stuff on top, it takes a while for it to cook.
Yeah.
So
And it's not nearly as good when that happens.
So as you see, it's just, you can see some parchment paper through it. That's what you want. And preheated oven, we are 350.
Yep.
And we're gonna give it about 12 minutes, and then I'm gonna check it.
About.
A
What
bit.
about this stuff? What are you gonna do there?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In the oven it goes for about 20 minutes, and we'll be back with the magic of video. It'll be done. See, our timer just went off, and they're ready. Are you ready for this? Here they are, in all their glory. See how they get all just lovely and all dried out and crispy. Oh, you guys, they're so good. Do you hear the crunch? Oh, it's my favorite thing. Now, because we talked about kale having a bad rap, and if you've tried kale and you absolutely are just like, you don't like it, you don't want to eat it ever again, please do yourself a favor and just try doing it like this. Cutting it in little pieces, olive oil, salt, fired in the oven. If you don't like kale after this, all good. You don't have to eat kale. It's fine. But oh my goodness, could you please try this? It is amazing. And we have actually never offered kale chips at the cafe before. It's something that we've never done. I don't know if it would be a hit or not. However, if you're watching this and you're local and you come to the cafe to enjoy our food, leave a comment down below and let us know if you would like us to make our kale chips and to offer them.
But what's not to like?
Oh.
It's olive oil and sea salt, and it's crispy now, really like a paper thin potato chip.
Oh.
So good.
Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, that is it. We will stop talking with our mouth full. We're gonna have green all over our teeth. It's gonna be a disaster. That's good.
I'm gonna give some to my dad.
Jim, it's coming for you. In the mail. It'll be so tasty when they get there. Ooh, they're gonna be good. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you subscribe to our channel, and please make sure that you leave comments if just tell us about your kale experiences, preferences. Yes, no. Tell us. We can't wait to see what you think of kale and our kale chips specifically. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time on the Fitter at 50 show.